What's going on?
Oh, seeing if we can make it through a night of internet.
I'm just happy you're aware of the problem.
Yeah, it's just a means to an end at this point. We'll get her done there. Man, it is cold too, Mickey. I don't like the cold. It was cold and wet all afternoon. Not my thing.
I
Not
just
my
want to
jam.
say, I'm angry, man. I went and I worked all day. It was a very, very long day. And it was just cold and wet and a little rainy. And then when I go to leave work and I'm driving home and then the snow just pours down, man. It just pours down. And by the time I get to the house, I pull in and I sit there for like 2 minutes because I'm working up the nerve to have to walk through snow to get into the house. And my car's already covered. And I'm like, thankfully, it's not supposed to snow anymore after, well, about around this hour. But I'm sick of the snow, and I'm
It's
sick of the
only
cold.
November. It's only just begun.
I'm about to move south, dude. I'm about to pack up and move south. I'll ride my dogs.
We'll go. Hey, you'll ride your dogs, and we'll go join Tim in Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I'm done with it. But yeah, we've got we talked about it last night. We had a week of chaos. I did not do very good last week. 6-8, which I'm fine with that because a lot of them I wanted to happen. The ones that I got wrong. And you went 8-6, which is it's good. It's not great, but it's good, and that's pretty much where I've been all season. And you are just like you took a step down this week, and I took a step down this week. So we got to do better. Plain and simple. We just got to do better.
Got to do better. I'm gonna try, but you know what? I looked at this week's slate of games, and I have a feeling that I'm gonna do about the same.
Well, what do you say we dive into it and see what we can do?
I'm good with that.
Okay, Thursday night football. We have the Titans at the Green Bay Packers. The Titans on a win streak outside of the Kansas City game. They've won 6 of their last 7 games, I believe. And the Packers breaking their 5-game losing streak against the Cowboys. Fun game to watch. This is the first time I think the Packers have looked whole all season. Even despite the injuries, and they do have, at least another wide receiver coming back in this game. What do you think about this?
I got two words that really came to mind as soon as I looked at it, and after this last week, the two words that come to my mind was very evenly matched. Evenly matched was my statement when I looked at it, and I feel like these two teams are playing very similar football, except one runs the ball a little bit better.
One pretty much only runs the ball, and one is just now learning how to do that.
Yeah, I think this could be a really drab game. I think it could be a low scoring. I've got that feeling that Denver and whatever game that was, Colts kind of feeling is what I have.
Last time Shane said bench A-Rod, he threw 3 touchdowns. Okay,
Hey,
so this game is a 3-point spread. It started off 4.5, but now it is 3 in Green Bay's favor. I have to assume it's gonna be pretty freaking cold there. So I think I don't know how the wind is affecting them, but I would assume that it'll be a little chilly. For Thursday night football. The Titans and Packers have met 13 times, with the Titans winning 7, but haven't won in Green Bay since 2004. Last win over Green Bay was in 2016 in Tennessee. My thinking on this is the Packers have the ability to win any game each week, and I don't know how the Titans are 6-3. I don't know how they've won as many games as they have. With that being said, I might not stay true to it 100% as I did last week, but I have to go with the home team here. It's going to be cold and loud, and Green Bay fans in the cold thrive, which I don't get it, but they thrive, and it will be a hectic environment. Tannehill will be back, but I think this is going to be a fast game, meaning, like you said, running the ball a lot. But Rodgers is finding a good connection in Christian Watson. He's going to be getting Randall Cobb back. He'll have Alan Lazard. Um, this Tennessee defense is good, but I think Aaron Rodgers is smart enough to find a way to move the football in the air. I hope with this win over Dallas, they realize they know that they have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, and they're not just whenever you think they're there, not when you want them to be. Like, I hope that they acknowledge that those guys are there every single week, and I'm gonna take the home team. I'm gonna take Green Bay to get it done. A lot of people are calling for Tennessee to win this game because they want to just pretty much put the knife in, finish off the Packers. But like Puppet said, back in 2016, they started their season 4-6, and they won out their last 8 games and inevitably lost in the NFC Championship. True form Packer. So I think there's a very high percent chance that the Packers win out every game this year. I feel like that is a very high percent chance.
I'm miserable. I really am because I the first time I picked against the Packers, they won. So I'm sitting here thinking if
That's
I
not
pick
true.
against them again, they're going to win again. So I'm not going to take that opportunity. I'll take the Pack at home as well. I don't think Tennessee plays as well on the road. I think Aaron Rodgers has got a little mojo going. It may carry on through this week, may not, but I think it'll be enough to win. So I'm going to take the Packers too.
No, I'm just you keep saying, and you've said it on multiple live streams, that you haven't bet against the Packers at all this year, but that is not true. You picked Buffalo.
No, okay. I
You
mean, yeah,
keep
I did.
saying it over and over again. And I was like, you have not picked them every single game this year.
Okay, well, I know I picked Buffalo. I'm gonna. Okay, that's fair. Now I don't know if I would do that. That's tough.
I'm just playing, Puppet, because you like to try to pull my strings and get me upset about nothing. So look at you getting upset. Look at you.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
do
messing
whatever it
with you.
takes.
Listen, the Chiefs never got the ball in overtime against Tom Brady in 18. And I'm mad about that too. I'm mad about it. Look, I get it. It happens. We suck. Tom Brady finds a way to win. But go Pack go, I guess. I
Nikki's
look, this is where I'm at is I absolutely hate the Tennessee Titans. They always win. They're always in the top of their division, good or bad. They're always close to a number 1 seed. They're the most fraudulent number 1 seed I've ever seen, but they're always there and I absolutely hate them. They're like the most useless division winner of all time. Like they always do it and they're never good.
in my opinion, they're a real quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl.
And I hope that never happens. Because I hate them. I don't even hate Vrabel. Like, I
I
appreciate
love
Vrabel.
Rabel.
I appreciate the heck out of him. But that team, I hate them. Look, I like Derrick Henry. He's all right. And, I really started hating them when they got Tannehill. But they're one of those teams that, like, don't bother me, but I always don't like them.
It is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I almost have the same feeling about them as I do about the Cowboys.
Oh, no, I hate the Cowboys, man. I just do, and I always will. Next game on the slate, we do not have any morning international games. So only 1 o'clock from here on out. But the first 1 o'clock game on the slate, the Chicago Bears at the Atlanta Falcons, and I feel like this is I think this will be a good game.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I think they're both bad enough and good enough at the same time to make this one a bloodbath. I'm going to keep riding this Justin Fields train. I'm going to take the Bears on the road.
They haven't won yet since I think New England. And Atlanta is extremely tough to play at home. So with that being said, that makes this game interesting. Let me pull up the game real quick so I can have, the point spread and blah 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 whatnot. Right now, Atlanta is a 3-point favorite at home. I think that's fair. They've earned at least 3 points at home. I think I am gonna take the Bears this week, just because the Bears offense has more of an identity currently than the Falcons offense does. I think the Falcons have the ability to win this game. I think the Falcons have the ability to be better. But I I have to go with the hot hand in this situation, and between these two teams, even though neither of them are winning, the Bears definitely have the hotter hand. So I'm gonna take Chicago on the road. I might get burnt by this one.
I'm good with getting burnt by this one.
But I think this team's been fun to watch nonetheless. Atlanta's won 13 times. But Chicago haven't in Chicago, but haven't hosted in one since 2014. I don't know. I like the odds here. This is a fairly evenly matched in the history. Um, But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. This two not great teams, two not bad teams, but one of them kind of has it a little bit more figured out right now than the other. And even though Atlanta will give them fits, I believe this will be a 3-point game or closer. I feel like it's gonna be like 30-28, to be completely honest. Like it'll be a 2-point game just like that. But yeah, I like the Bears here. If the Falcons win, I will be 0% surprised.
Agree.
Next game on our slate. Wait a second. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure I don't miss any games because I forgot to write one down, I think. I think I did. No, I didn't. It's right there. Okay, next game on our slate. I don't have it in the right place, but it is the Carolina Panthers at the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are 13-point favorites at home. And you know
Yeah,
how I feel about that crap.
I know. I say I know how you feel about that, but I think that the Ravens are playing pretty much the best football they've played all year consistently. I haven't seen a lot of. I mean, there's a little bit of inconsistency in their game. There always is, especially when you have a guy that runs around like Lamar does.
And
But
Baker Mayfield will be the starting QB in this game, which is why I'm picking the Ravens.
uh, I think Baker's going to play well. I think this game's going to be a lot better than what you might think. But I got to take Lamar at home. I just really feel like that's the better team, regardless of how motivated Baker Mayfield could be.
I just think Baker Mayfield belongs in a different football league.
USFL.
I don't care which one it is. Send him to the Canadian Football League. I don't care. And he's playing without a helmet. Panthers and
Hey,
Ravens have met 6 times. Panthers have won 4 times, including the last meeting in 2018 in Carolina. See, look, I don't know. See,
the last meeting was in 2018.
was
That's
that Cam?
it should be.
Was that Super Cam's year? No, that was earlier than that. That was like 2015, dude.
That was
So that
with
was
Cam.
after Cam.
Not sure.
Or it might have been during injured Cam. I don't know. Either way, it was a mobile QB versus what, Joe Flacco?
Probably yes.
I mean, but that says a lot because Joe Flacco is a very mid quarterback. Yeah, I have to take the Ravens here, but my gut is telling me that this game they will cover the points. And not
Wow.
because of Baker and not because of who it is. Like they're telling me this game's going to be too close. But the Ravens only have a 1-game lead in their division. They struggled at home for a while. They're starting to get some more home wins under their belt and get back to reclaiming their own territory. I think they know how important this game is, that they need to treat this as a business as usual type situation, no playing around. Um, I think they're gonna get it done. I think Lamar will be in the right headspace. But God, that Carolina defense is slowly coming together, and I think they're gonna be chasing him down all day.
Yeah, you look for that linebacking core to stay in the running lanes and try to take that away from him. But if he can beat him with his arm, he'll do it.
I just don't know the health of Mark Andrews, and neither of their running backs are returning, so it will be Kenyon Drake, I believe, at the starter.
Who's been
That's a
playing
tough
well?
one, and it shouldn't be. It should not be a tough one. We are in week 11. Games like this shouldn't be this hard to think about, but they are because of what's happened in the first 10 weeks. Keep an eye on that one. I don't trust that game, but I think Baltimore has enough to get it done, and keep rolling in their division. Next game on our slate. This one is, I hope I get to watch this one. Um, We've got Cleveland at Buffalo, and the snow forecast is at like 31 inches of snow. And the last time that Buffalo hosted a massive snow game was against the Colts with Jacoby Brissett at QB, and here he will be with Nick Chubb and Buffalo with the Browns. I think this game's going to be ugly. I have to believe the Bills will win this game, but
Do you? I mean, okay. I'm not. I'm not saying I want to pick.
you want to hear my true and honest opinion about Buffalo's defense?
Okay. Yes.
They are good and they can defend any kind of pass, but they are not that good against the run. That is their biggest flaw, and that is the biggest success part of the Baltimore or Cleveland's offense.
This game is set up for a Cleveland win. I really believe that it is. But in my brain, I can't. I okay. It's set up for a Cleveland win. Nick Chubb is a powerful running back that can get footing in the snow. Devin Singletary and the running backs of Buffalo are not going to run the ball. You don't really want Josh Allen running in the snow. I think it's set up for Cleveland to win, but I can't pick the Cleveland Browns in this game. I just can't do it. And that makes me upset because I think they got a really good chance to win the game.
It's an 8-point spread, and
There's no
honestly, if I
way.
was gonna bet on this game, I would take the under.
Cleveland
But in terms of Caesar Sportsbook, 80% of bettors have taken the over in this game.
how?
I don't know.
I mean,
I mean, maybe they know something we don't know. But it's gonna be like 20 to 30 miles an hour wind and a crap ton of snow. You can't like the Cleveland Browns aren't gonna throw it more than they have to. They will not. Buffalo refuses to run the football.
this reeks of a 6-3 ball game. I'll take Buffalo. Just be God. Nick
I
Chubb is
feel
the
like
star,
this
though.
is the one time that I will truly listen to my gut and take Nick Chubb over Devin Singletary. Okay, like it is wishful thinking. It is, and I don't think Buffalo is going to go on a 3-game losing streak. But Josh Allen is already hurt. The snow's not gonna that cold weather is not gonna help that any. And yes, he can run all over any defense, but I think Cleveland's defense is ready for a game like this.
I just can't. I can't even believe that I feel like Cleveland is. I feel like Cleveland should win this game. I really do. I'm going to pick Buffalo, but I feel like Cleveland's going to win this game.
I'm willing to get burnt if I get this one wrong. I'm going to take Nick Chubb and
I
Kareem
admire
Hunt.
the fact that you're taking. I admire that. I really do because I want to, and I just can't.
I firmly believe that Buffalo has to win this game. It's not a they need to or they want to or they can. Like they have to. They don't have a choice because of how their division has been playing. But
Go.
I love the chaos, and this would be the best possible chaos for me. I know you don't want to see Cleveland win, and that's okay because of your division, but I don't want to see Buffalo win, and it's not even because of my division. It's just because of Buffalo. But Buffalo should win. I'm taking the Browns, and this is me trying to be confident.
I love it. I'm on your side.
Next game on the slate, we have a. All my picks are all jacked up, but we're gonna go in this order anyway. We have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Indianapolis Colts. The Eagles just handed their first loss by Taylor Heineke. The Colts can't beat Taylor Heineke, so the Colts definitely can't beat the Eagles. But, they're coming off Jeff Sunday getting his first dub. This game feels like a trap game. The fact that it's only a 7-point spread is crazy to me. But because it is only a 7-point spread, I'm not going to pick against the Eagles right here. They're a good football team. They didn't even play that bad on Monday night against the Commanders. They just had too many turnovers. The Colts defense is not going to get 4 interceptions and fumbles in this game. They will not. They just can't. What's up, Daniel? But I have to believe that the Colts are not good enough to beat the Eagles.
Oh, I think the Colts have the roster to be competitive, and I think that's
I
why
didn't say nothing about being competitive. I think they could be competitive.
Well, that's why that spread's only 7. I think Matt Ryan is going to play well. I
And I think
also
it's
think,
highly possible.
but there are so many people in this world that is upset over a coach motivating his players like Jeff Saturday has done with no coaching experience out there coaching. I love that fact, but you cannot pick against Philadelphia in this game. That offense is way too high powered. And you know what? Indianapolis defense is good, but Washington's defense has the potential to be elite. And Philadelphia, if it wasn't for the turnovers, would have won that game the other night. I'll take the Eagles in revenge. They'll probably beat them by 2 touchdowns.
Listen, I told you, they needed this humbling loss at some point in the season. They got it. Now they're going to be angry. Look at Nick Sirianni. His personality bleeds through his face, okay? He has embraced Philadelphia as a whole. He is not a nice person, okay? It's just like Pittsburgh, man. If you play or coach for Pittsburgh, you are not a nice person. But Philadelphia is a different kind of not nice, and you can see it on his face, and he is mad. He is very angry. This team is disappointed, and I think this is going to be sorry about your luck, Indy. You just happen to be the next team we play after we get punched in the face. No way the Colts win this game. Like, they're coming for blood, and it's not the Colts' fault. It's not Jeff Saturday's fault. It's not their new play caller's fault. It's none of their fault. Okay, let me put it this way. If the Colts win this game, the Eagles will completely falter because they are not able to respond to a defeat. They will falter. So in a weird way, this is a must-win for Philadelphia. They're allowed to lose a couple more games. Like, that's okay. But this game specifically is going to show how they adapt to getting punched in the face. And if they can't do it, then I don't see them having a good run in the playoffs when they get there. Oh, yeah, and that's another one. What's up, Clinton? He's a big reason the Eagles' loss was offense was kept off the field. Possession
40 to
time.
19.
Yeah, it was like 30 or 40 to nothing, like
41 to 19.
Yeah, that's huge.
We talked about that a little bit yesterday.
So, I don't think the Colts can hold the ball that long.
No.
They're not quite as good of a football team as Washington. Look, you can disrespect Washington all you want, but they're not a bad football team.
Oh, no.
They may not be a great one, and they might not even be at the good mark, but they are not a bad football team, and they held the ball for 41 minutes on the only undefeated team in the league.
And that's the thing. I don't think Indy can play that play scheme because Jonathan Taylor's a good running back, but he can't run off center the whole game like they did.
Plus, they got rid of Hines, so it's going to be Taylor and a rookie or Lindsey.
Now they cut Lindsey too.
I think he might be on the practice squad, actually.
I thought I saw they cut him because I seen his name out there again. But anyway,
I don't know. Either way, they don't have enough running power. Jonathan Taylor cannot do it on its own. I know Jonathan Taylor looked good last week. The Raiders' defense is bad, okay? The Eagles' defense is not bad. I know that Washington came in there and ran the ball all over them, but division games are not the same as non-division games either. Uh, Jonathan Taylor will not run all over this team.
No.
So I will take the Eagles. Then I'm assuming you will take the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, there's no question.
Next up on the slate, God, this one's tricky for me. We've got the Jets coming off a bye, headed to Foxborough to take on the Patriots coming off of a bye. And I have to believe if Buffalo's getting that much snow, then New England's probably getting at least a little bit.
It doesn't matter.
I think it does matter.
I'll just go ahead and get mine over with this time. You know what? I think it's 14 straight games Belichick has owned the Jets.
13 or 14.
I'm just gonna say that until that streak is beaten, I will take Belichick and his young quarterback, who is 2-0 against the Jets, and Zach Wilson is 0-2, so or something like that.
Bro, listen. I was gonna join you. I was going to say the Patriots, but looking at this chat exploding right now, saying Jets over and over again, that inspired me to go with what I believe in. That streak is meant to be broken, okay? Look, every streak is meant to be broken. The Eagles were undefeated. That streak got broken. I think the Patriots should win this game. It is at home. But the Patriots have lost a couple games at home this year. So that
Game to
means they have
Chicago.
proven that they can lose at home. And the Jets have proved that they can win on the road in Buffalo. If they can go to Buffalo and win, I know they can go to Foxborough and win. I don't know how, I don't know why.
Did the Jets win in Buffalo or was it at home?
It was at home, but it felt like a road game.
I'm gonna stick with numbers here. I'm gonna stick. What's up, Pizzle?
What's up, Pizzle? Nah, I'm gonna take the Jets. I gotta go with my heart at least on one game this week.
Oh, I know. I feel like such a puss because I haven't went with my heart hardly at all.
Yeah, because we haven't got to the Bengals game yet.
I will go there.
Let's go. Look, out of all the games, nobody exploded faster in the chat saying screaming a team's name than this one. I have to go with the crowd.
Cinderella. It's America's favorite toy right now, the Jets.
I don't know. I feel like Seattle might be.
Nah.
But you know what? I'm all in on the Jets, man. I knew they were going to be better this year, but they have exceeded my expectations. And watching James Robinson commit to this team against Buffalo, and basically James Robinson helped them seal the deal. And plus their defense, no joke. They're going to make Mac's life a little bit harder than it needs to be.
Do you know a New England win and a Buffalo loss, and we have true chaos in the East? Just saying.
If New England wins, there will be chaos no matter if the Buffalo wins or loses.
Chaos.
I mean, the Jets probably will lose, but you know what? I believe that they can win because they should have beaten the Patriots once already this year, and they made some mistakes that I don't think they're going to make two times within 4 weeks of playing each other. I don't think they're going to do the same crap they did last time. Also, from what I was told, they had a pick six. The Jets defense had a pick six taken away from them due to a really crap penalty, which would have put them even further ahead. So that means they did enough to win that game, and then they just threw it away. And they played very disciplined against Buffalo. I expect them to play more disciplined against the Patriots than Buffalo, because that Buffalo's defense is hard to play against. Not disrespecting the Pats defense. Pats defense is good. I'm starting the Patriots defense fantasy this week.
Yeah. I mean, all you got to do to have your fortune change on that and get your Jets to win is the last game against the Patriots. Wilson went 20 for 41. He threw for 355, but he also had 3 picks in that game.
Yeah, one of them was just bad. He was just throwing it away and didn't throw it far enough. Like that, they made bad mistakes. They beat themselves in this game.
Yeah, 50% completion percentage and 3 picks, you won't win many games.
Yeah. And the first 3 quarters of that game they looked fairly good. Their defense, man, that I don't even care about the offense. Their defense is enough to win any game.
Yeah, they kept New England out of the end zone, and New England only scored 1 touchdown in that game.
And you know what? Touchdowns are more important than field goals. James Robinson and Garrett Wilson will score a touchdown in this game.
I'm comfortable with picking the Pats.
I'm comfortable with picking either of these teams because it's really a coin flip game in my opinion. Next game on the slate. We've got the LA Rams at the New Orleans Saints. This game is going to be messy for one reason. Both of these teams' defense is good, and both of these offenses just can't figure it out. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to take the home team, which is the New Orleans Saints, because the Rams don't have Cooper Kupp, so they have no offense.
Yeah, there is no offense right now for the Rams. I think they're selling it in for the year. I think they're going to protect Matthew Stafford. Cooper Kupp's out for at least the rest.
At least
Probably
4 weeks. He's on the IR officially today.
Yeah, at least 4 weeks. There's Allen Robinson. If you want a fantasy pick, is probably. I'm glad I got him. He's going to be the main catch getter, and he's only got like 16 receptions this year. So
I don't know, maybe Tyler Higbee.
Higbee has got the most that it's on there, but that's where their offense is going to be. They cannot run the ball. The Saints defense is still, even though they've been beat up a little bit this year,
They have been extremely banged up, but I feel like they've played really well. It's the offensive struggles leading to their defensive downfall.
Yeah, Olave has a game, Tim. I guarantee it.
I think I read today that Stafford was limited but was practicing today, so I feel like they might put him back out there.
I really hope not for his sake.
Okay, well, the postseason Rams and Saints game is complete crap that you're referring to because that was the worst PI call of, or what? Excuse me, PI no call of all time. And they interviewed the defender that did it after the game, and he said, "I just sat there and kept my mouth shut because I knew I whacked his ass before the ball got there." That was the worst no call of all time. The Saints should have been in the Super Bowl that year, and they were not, and so should have the Chiefs. Both teams that were supposed to be there did not go, and so I don't even count that as a Rams win, man. Plus, I had Jared Goff, dude. Nick Vay's a good coach. I'll give him that. But that team is a sinking ship. Give me the Saints. The Saints at least have a run game. It's so crazy to me seeing you pick against the Rams any week of the season this year because there weren't very many games last year you picked against them, and that's before their midseason additions.
But that was who I want. That's who I thought was going to win the Super Bowl last year. That was my preseason pick, so I had to stick by my guns.
IDK, every time this year when I pick the Saints, I come with the loss. Yeah, give me the Saints. Literally same. I pick them almost every single week. And I think every single week they're in a position that they can win, and then they just make some dumb mistakes. Lattimore playing, I am uncertain because I've been just waiting for that dude to come back. And I know you're just stating history, but that one's just, I'm salty about that because, and it was funny the way the Saints responded to that. The following year, they paid for eye care for all of the referees. Like, they funded all of their eye health care. And I was like, that is the best form of petty, and I'm here for it. But give me the Saints at home. The Rams suck. They just suck. Like, the Saints haven't played great, but they don't suck as bad as the Rams do. Next game we got on our slate. Ooh, I like this one. We've got the 3-6 Lions at the 7-2 New York Giants. And my dinger's going off for an upset alert here.
See, I was wondering if he was going to go there. I've picked the Lions a lot this year. I never have. I've never really believed in the Giants. I really haven't. Uh, Thank you, Matt. We appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Matt.
It's just I'm to the point now where I feel like the Lions can beat the Bears. They beat the Bears in that game. Come back in the fourth quarter. Uh, I'm starting to believe in the Giants. Give me the Giants at home.
I just like my statistic is my thinking, not my statistic, is that the Lions defense has been playing better. Not good, but better than they
They played a
have.
great game against Green Bay.
And so the thing is the Lions have scored almost 50 more points this year than the Giants. They've got a run attack, they've got an air attack. As long as Jared Goff doesn't throw 3 interceptions, they can win any game. I think the Giants are more than capable of winning this game at home. Had an extremely good season. They're 7-2. They're blowing everyone's minds. Brian Daboll's doing a fantastic job. But listen, we gotta have some real upsets. There's never a week that all the teams that are supposed to win wins. And this is only a 3-point spread, so it's not that big of an upset. And so I'm very, very comfortable taking the Lions. That if the Lions put up 30 points, I think they can win. I just don't we don't see many 30-point games from the Giants. And we've
And
seen a lot of 30-point games from the Lions.
no, but what New York does well is they do ball control well. Saquon's running the ball well. Their defense is playing well. I just don't really feel like I don't feel like that if you put Detroit in the position to where they have to move the ball fast and rely on the pass, they're going to win. And I got to stay with the Giants.
I mean, I respect that. Listen, we're not supposed to pick everything the same.
Yeah, we've been pretty good this week, though. We've been agreeing, except for, well, I know we're not going to agree all the way through because I already know. But anyway, I'm going to take the Giants home. I'm going to call that my safe bet of the week, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Also, David says Grousey right here also. Well, thanks for hanging out with us.
Tom
Lions and
Grossi,
Giants have met 46 times, one postseason game. Lions have won 24 times, including the last 2 meetings. And the last meeting was in New York. Yeah, give me the Lions. They're not good, but they're fun, okay? Like, they might not be the best football team, but they're fun to watch. And the Giants are not – they might be one of the better football teams, but they are not fun to watch for the most part. They are very boring, and that's okay. Boring still wins you games. They're 7-2.
Oh, good.
But I like the Lions in an upset here, so I'm gonna ride with that one. Next game we got on our slate is our AFC West divisional matchup. We've got the Raiders at the Broncos. Raiders 2-7, Broncos 3-6. Denver's only a 2.5-point favorite here. And I don't really like either of these teams. And not because I'm a Chiefs fan. I mean, picking either of these teams is hard for me.
Yeah. That'll give me an opportunity to go ahead and go back to what I was talking about the other day. I watched the post-game interview from Devontae Adams and the one from Derek Carr. Everybody saw the one where Carr broke down and basically
Which I respect him for being able to stand up on a podium as a man and show his emotion like that. I respect that.
And everybody's calling for heads, and you know what? And he's like, like he's basically stated, I have never won anything. These guys that are coaching us have won a lot. But then, and I know that he was up there just trying to deal with his own emotion because his terminology was, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. He's mad because he's losing. And I get
that's
it.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, you got a right to be mad.
But Devontae Adams brings a different type of personality to the thing, and he's going to say what's really on his mind. And when you listen to his interview, and when he said that not all the guys on this team are on the same page, and when I hear that, that tells me they're not buying into something. Is that coaching? Is that
it's got to be coaching? Like, no one wants to blame him, but he's the problem.
But I respect Devontae Adams' opinion, and obviously he knows about how to win. And if he thinks that that's what the problem is, I've got to take Denver in this game just based on that, because I just don't think that they've got it. I don't think they have continuity as a team. And maybe that's Josh McDaniels' fault. Maybe that's what he needs to. Maybe he needs to take them all bowling on a Friday night and drink beer with them. He's got to do something because it just feels too impersonal on that field. Rich Bisaccia out there on that field, it felt personal. Them guys would have died for that guy on the field, and they discarded him like trash. Give me Denver.
Yeah, it's in Denver. The Raiders have one win over Denver already this season. Oh, let me go to the stats. This is like let me go look at just the statistics of these teams because their records aren't all that different. Carr has thrown for 2,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks. Russ has thrown for 1,900 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. The run game for Vegas is significantly better, and honestly, the receiving game for Vegas is significantly better. Looking at statistics of players, the Raiders are averaging 22.6 points a game, and the Broncos are averaging 14.6 points a game.
Yep.
They're averaging about the same rushing yards and about the same passing yards, but the Raiders are scoring more points.
But Denver is number 1 in points against.
Yeah.
And minimum on passing yards too. Their secondary is playing phenomenal. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to change your mind at all because I know you're.
No, I need to take all of the things in consideration. This is a truly hard game for me to pick.
Yeah, I'm abandoning the coin, by the way.
I've abandoned the coin because I just felt like I need to own up and make my own decisions.
Yeah, just be a man and pick.
I was gotta, I don't even know. I can't argue with how good the Raiders or the Broncos defense is because that's the only good point on that team. I'm going to take the Raiders on the road to get their first and probably only road win this season. It's Denver. They've won their last 4 or 5 straight against Denver. Listen, this division just beats the crap out of Denver. It's just what happens. Going into the season, I fully anticipated these teams splitting, and so it's very fair to pick the Broncos here. But I think if they can get Josh Jacobs going at all in this game, they will win the game. I don't think it matters of who's running the ball for Denver. I don't think their run game's going to be. I would be very happy with a tie because I don't like picking this game. And you know what? If we could pick ties, I would. But CBS doesn't allow that, so we cannot. And that's why I lost one of our games in week 1 because there's no tie.
By the way, I don't know if it came out now or earlier, but Dalton is starting for New Orleans again.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today. And Ron Rivera announced Taylor Heineke is starting this week as well over Wentz. But yeah. I'm going to take the Raiders. I don't like this game. It's really, truly a coin flip game. I believe, like I said, that it's like a 2.5 point spread in Denver's favor. 91% of voters pick the over in this game. How ridiculous is it to pick an over on a Broncos game?
I think they're trying. I think that's propaganda trying to get people to bet the over to change the odds.
Probably, but I respect your pick to pick Denver, and most of the time, in this specific situation, I probably would. But there's got to be. Look, the Raiders season is over, and Denver's is probably over too. So I have to take in account that nothing really matters for these two teams. They're just gonna play hard as they can and do whatever it is they can, whether they win every game or lose every game from here on out.
Before we go to the next game, do you think either of these coaches is technically on the hot seat
Well, Josh McDaniels is not on the hot seat for whatever reason, so no. Nathaniel Hackett, I think he should be. They went and spent $250 million on Russell Wilson, and they've won 3 games out of 9 or 10. No, he definitely deserves to be. Look, this Raiders team, I think Josh McDaniels deserves to be on the hot seat just as much, but he's not for whatever reason, so he will get another year.
He inherited a playoff-ready football team, and I believe that still that they were a playoff-ready football team, and something's wrong. But and Nathan, to your point, I like rooting for your Raiders. I picked them in Tennessee for God's sakes because I thought they would win that game, and they almost did it.
I coin flipped that game. and
Yeah.
that's the only reason I won. Um, a game that I somehow skipped because for whatever reason, when I wrote all these down, they're not in the same order that I wrote all these down. Like I don't know what happened, but we've got the Washington Commanders at the Houston Texans. The Commanders 3-point favorite. Chase Young's back. Taylor Heineke is starting. I'm gonna say the Commanders win 24-14, and I'm confident in that.
I too think that the Commanders are going to get on a little bit of a roll. Getting Chase Young back
Listen,
really,
a win right here can shake their division up tremendously
and and
because they are 500.
but I think this game is going to be very, very evenly played. I think it's going to be a run first game. I think you're going to see a lot of short passing. I think McLaurin is starting to really emerge with Taylor Heineke. They've got some real
They've got a
chemistry building.
connection. I mean, they played all last year together.
I think Washington gets this win on the road, but it would not surprise me at all to see Houston win this game and our rookie running back go off.
Damian
So,
Pierce, dude, I love that guy. I
but
absolutely love that guy.
I'll take
But
I'll take Washington as well.
I gotta go with a hot hand still, and I'm probably not gonna pick the Texans any game except for maybe the last week of the year they're playing against the Colts. Um, and it's not because they're playing against the Colts because like they got nothing to lose, they're gonna win that game. But I'm not gonna pick the Texans. Actually, I take it back. There's one game I'm gonna pick the Texans, and you know what game that is.
Oh, for sure. Oh goodness.
But Commanders, they're looking good. They're getting healthy. They're running the football well. They're getting their passing game under wraps a lot better. They could become a pretty solid contender for a wild card spot in this playoff race, and I look forward to that. Next game we got this is gonna be an interesting, and I can't wait to hear you pick this one up apart. We've got the Cowboys at the Vikings, and I don't know their all-time history, but the last time these two teams met was on Monday Night Football. Yes, Kirk Cousins cursed, but he lost to Cooper Rush. And it was a fantastic game. I loved this game. I had so much fun watching it, but everyone says Minnesota cannot lose at home. And listen, every game Minnesota has won this year was a 1 o'clock game. This is a 4 o'clock game. It's not prime time, but this is going to be their first real non prime time test. And I am going to pick the Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored to win this game, and I don't like it, but I'm going to pick the Cowboys here. I feel like it's an upset because it's at home and how well Minnesota plays at home, but they are favored to win. Um, yeah, I've been waiting for this. I'm excited. This is going to be a good game, and I really hope that you get to stream this game at 4 o'clock. But you're probably gonna get your Bengals game, so that's tough because I really want to watch both of these games. But
Um, I
Minnesota is a great football team. Listen, I'm admitting it now. I am buying into it. They beat Buffalo. Thank you, Minnesota. You are a great football team. You have the best wide receiver in the league. You should win this game, but I'm going to take the upset alert. And I don't want the Cowboys to win another game this season, but I feel like it could happen. And I feel like this is the Vikings should win this game, but this is their first really real test because it's not on 1 o'clock slate.
I love your analogy, Chris Bear Magnetics. Hello, thank you for stopping in. Hey, I love your analogy, and I believe your analogy is 100% correct. That's exactly the way when I picked this game apart. I went back to Cooper Rush, and just playing an adequate game. Minnesota goes into Buffalo last week and gets the huge win. And so I'm really looking for that letdown at home as well. I was going to pick Minnesota just because you picked Dallas here, but I really like the Cowboys in this spot. And I liked them ever since I saw after the game the other day when both teams got heartbroken on or one win breaks Buffalo's heart on the road, and then Dallas gets heartbroken in Green Bay. Green Bay played a really good game last week. I think Dallas gets over the hump, keeps everything competitive, keeps chaos rolling in the NFC. Give me the Cowboys too.
I'm really, really actually shocked that you took the Cowboys here. I
I
am. And listen, I'm admitting it now. Like I said, the Vikings are a good football team. I, I, I didn't want to admit it. We've been bouncing about this for the last 7 weeks, saying we don't know, and I wasn't sold on them. But they did the unthinkable, and they took down Buffalo. Injured Josh Allen or not, Josh Allen and that team shot themselves in the foot repeatedly. Either way, Minnesota got the win on the road in Buffalo. Like that's not easy to do. And what's up, Pickles? It is. This is a different Minnesota team, and I have a lot of respect for them. I'm finally coming to terms with it. It took me over half the season, but I'm admitting it now. They're a good football team. They probably will win their division unless some really crazy crap happens.
and
Starting with the Cowboys in this game. Look,
and you say it, and they might lose 5 in a row because that's possible too. You know that, right?
yeah, unless they completely crap the bed, which I don't see it happening, but they could. And, we've seen it with a lot of hot teams. But this is my true deep down thinking. Dallas is one of the few teams in the last year and a half that beat them at home. Which means they can do it. I get it. It was on Monday Night Football. I get it. But still, at the end of the day, it is not easy to win there for whatever reason. And
Yeah.
they found a way to do it.
Do you-
But I always talk about how, like, either non conference teams or just in different division teams, like, every team within the division, so Vikings, Cowboys, Bears, Lions, this division, right? So they just played the Packers. Now they're going to play the Vikings. First of all, what's his face? McCarthy has coached against the Vikings 1,002 times. Now, it didn't help him in Green Bay last week, but they're playing two teams from the same division back to back. I think, especially since they lost, they are going to be very ready for this game.
you
And
fired
that is
up?
why I'm like, if these games were spaced apart, I probably would be taking the Vikings right now. But since they're playing back to back NFC North teams, I have to take Cowboys to go at least 1-1 in that.
Sean McVay expects Matthew Stafford to play.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I know.
I really don't.
Just
Thank you,
giving
B.
information.
I know. I told you he was practicing. And you were like, mm-mm. And I was like, nah, I knew he was active today. But I wasn't sure. What's up, Raleigh? But yeah, there's a lot of things pointing for me to take the Cowboys. And this was before I knew that they were actually favored to win this game. And they're one of four teams that have had a record 8-1 better to favorited to lose at home.
I just saw another thing go across the ticker before we move on that they just dismissed Josh Lambo's lawsuit against Urban Meyer for hostile work environment. I thought that's kind of funny.
Man, I forgot about all of that. Even though we bring it up every now, I forgot. Next game, I'm going to just go ahead and hand it over to you. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, if we're not playing them at a worse time than we could have played them in the first game of the season without having our starters practice in the preseason and I really say that's an embarrassment losing at home in your opener, especially within the division. Bengals are playing better. They're playing without Jamar Chase again this week. I'm just going to say it. He's probably not. I don't think he's ready to come back yet. I haven't paid any attention. T.J. Watt is a monster, and he may kill Burrow in this game. It may be the end of Joe Burrow for this season. Kenny Pickett's playing well enough. They put up points against New Orleans, and I think that Pittsburgh is ready to make a small run.
The spread is 3.5, Brian.
Yeah,
Also, I believe
about
I read somewhere that DJ Reader is set to return. I don't know if he's playing, but he's set to return.
Pittsburgh can't run the ball either way, so that doesn't really matter. I mean, DJ Reader's a run stopper. That's what he's there for. But just as well as I do, as much as I'm sitting here saying that I should take TJ Watt and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I'll take Cincinnati for no other reason than they're my team.
Yeah, Cincinnati -3.5. But this is an actual thing. Nathan just pointed out the Bengals' last win was over the Panthers, and no team has won their next game after beating the Panthers. TJ Watt is back. I do not trust the Cincinnati offensive line. Do I trust the Steelers' offense? No, but if Joe Burrow's laying on their back, I feel like the Steelers' offense is going to have a many of chances. I don't know. Both of these teams are dealing with different kinds of issues right now. Oh, this is tough.
I mean, I can sit here and throw statistics all day, but there's no statistic that's going to take you away from a divisional rivalry and one where Cincinnati embarrassed Pittsburgh and Baltimore last year.
Cincinnati is by far the better team here, with or without Jamar Chase. Kitty. I just don't know if they're going to play like they did against Cleveland. Because if they play like they did against Cleveland, they're going to lose.
I already got it in my head that they're taking the L this week. I'm picking them because I'm picking them.
But Pittsburgh plays really hard at home. They shocked me last week against the Saints. They really did. I really thought New Orleans, look, I know New Orleans isn't that great, but Pittsburgh's record isn't any prettier. I really thought New Orleans was going to get the job done on the road, and they proved me wrong. So I think with that, my heart's not attached to this game like it is yours. So I'm going to take the Saints for the upset at home, which I can't believe we're in a day and age where it's an upset at home for the Saints or for the Steelers.
Here's another one. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 8-1 versus the Cincinnati Bengals coming off of a win in their last 9 games.
Yeah. I don't like it because I friggin' hate Pittsburgh, man.
I did pick Pittsburgh last week too, by the way.
You did, and I was completely shocked about that. So now it's my turn to eat that gut feeling. That hurts.
I wanted to pick the Saints in that game, but I couldn't.
I feel like I'm just going to pick the Saints every game for the rest of the year, and if I get burned, I get burned. At this point, I've accepted that they are giving me losses, but I have faith in that team.
I like that this game is creating that much thought, though, even though I have no choice in what I pick in my mind. But if it's really a toss-up because you don't know if Kenny Pickett's going to throw 4 picks.
Matt said, ouch, Alex, ouch. Wait, what did I say? I said a lot of suspect things, I feel like, but I don't know what I said to create an ouch. Ouch that it's hurting me to pick the Steelers because that is true.
Oh, man, let's keep going because let's roll through the rest of these.
Next game is Sunday Night Football. We got my boys headed to LA to take on Herbie and the Chargers.
Yeah. Oh, well, usually you start Chiefs. Let me start this one. I'm back to the whole business as usual thing. I know that the Chargers played well in Kansas City, but the Chargers are playing at home, which is might as well be any other road stadium in the country. I expect that they will play competitive, but I don't think they can win. Go ahead and give me the Chiefs who are playing consistent, decent football.
You know I will. All right, so when I got to work today, I don't even know what his position is. The slots and the whole casino ops manager, whatever his position is called, is a huge Chargers fan. He has not talked to me since 2 days before week 2 Thursday Night Football, Chiefs versus Chargers. He has not spoke to me once. Today he decided was the day he was going to say something to me, and his first words were, "Get ready for Sunday night." And I was like, whoa. What are you having your team bring all their kids to play for them because none of your team's healthy enough to play? I was like, I wasn't going to talk crap about you because One, last time we played each other, we hurt Justin Herbert, and I am sorry about that because I like that guy. But two, uh, I don't feel like you have any room to talk any crap to me. I was like, all I said to him was, "We're 7-2. It doesn't matter what you say." And I'm going to take the Chiefs because it's the right thing to do. And I like the Chiefs versus Chargers on away games even more than I do at home. And, like I feel like the Chargers give us more of a run in Arrowhead than they ever do at home. And so I'm going to take the Chiefs because they're my boys. I'm going to take the Chiefs because I trust them. And I'm going to take the Chiefs because this Chargers team is completely depleted with injuries. Will they find a way to put up points? Yeah, they will because every divisional game at least starts close. I don't know if it's gonna stay close, but I don't think it's possible for the Chargers to go toe to toe with the Chiefs in the condition their team is in right now.
Here you go. Just a quick bit of information to make this even more a bettable game. I like the Chiefs. I like them covering the spread, which is about 5.5 or 6 right now, depending upon where you look. The Chargers placed 3 defensive linemen on IR in the last 7 days.
Yep. I mean, yeah, you're right, Brian. The Chargers did look good against the Niners, and the Niners just played this really grindy game plan. It paid off for them. Chargers made a couple mistakes, whatever. But like I think the Chargers can beat the Chiefs any matchup between these two teams because that's the beautiful part of divisional games that anybody can win. That's why Washington beat Philly last Monday. It just happens. I I have a hard time believing that the Chiefs are going to lose very many more games this season. They
Yeah,
are getting better every single week.
I'm with you 100%. And also, thank you guys who are in the chat tonight. Alex is probably going to drop the link for our Discord since we got some new people that aren't in here all the time. Maybe get a chance to join up. It's a fun place to hang out with most of the people that hang out in here. We all have different opinions, but we have a blast with one another. So we got our new Discord page, and we're really having fun playing with that
Yeah,
as
I will drop a quick invite link while I'm thinking about it. Never save. Wait, all right. But anyway, it's not even, Chiefs are my boys. I'm never going to pick against them. But, when it comes to the Chargers, Raiders, or Broncos, it does not matter. I cannot pick against them, even if they end up losing.
Matt, we have a blast, and we love active members in the chat, and I think that's we like to interact with our chat as much as possible. It's about family in here, and that's what's fun. We beat up on each other and have a blast. So awesome! Thank you for the compliment.
This is our family, man. I love you guys. Like Grossi is everywhere, and I love Grossi. I appreciate him, and I try to show him all the love and respect that I can because he deserves it, man.
He's treated
But
us nice.
here is the link to our Discord for anybody that wants to get in. We share memes, we share food, we share pictures of our pets, we talk about football, and it's fun. I don't know anybody right now other than the 3 top wide receivers right now that are even close in my opinion to the MVP race to Mahomes. Like I'm not discrediting any other QB right now. Not one single QB will I talk crap about in the MVP race. I won't do it because there's guys that I don't like that's on that list. But I think there it goes Mahomes and then Jefferson and Tyreek Hill right there are the 3 top contenders for MVP in my opinion. At this very moment, like it will change. People will come in and out of that top 3, but they are definitely the top 3 in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I think I would just put one different one in there right now. Even though they lost last week, I would still put Hurts in that category because he's played phenomenal as well, and his team record really shows that he's played well. I think him and Mahomes are 1-2 right now. That's where I stand. But I could not disagree with Justin Jefferson, but we're all a little shook over over that catch he made in that game. It's
I
really
mean,
got.
Diggs made an outstanding catch in that game as well, but
Did he have
Jefferson's was
Stickum
by
on his
far
gloves?
more impressive.
Wretched up there one handed, dude. I love that stuff, man, and I love football like that. That was such a fun game last week. We had a blast.
If every football game I watch like that, I would never ever want there to be an off season. Like I could it doesn't matter if it's my team, your team, a team I hate, a team I love, it doesn't matter if you can give me a football game like that every single week, I will have a great time because it was incredible. My sister is officially in the chat. What's going on?
Sup, Sadie Bug?
I know that some are putting two over at Tyreek, and that is understandable because they're undefeated when he plays, and they've lost games when he doesn't. So that makes him shine as an MVP. But I think he blossomed as a QB when they got Tyreek Hill. Like they had Waddle, but the two punch combo right there, those two have helped Tua grow so much. I think they are making him a better quarterback.
Yes, giving him the opportunity to let go of the deep ball early. I think that's the reason why he's completing it, because he doesn't have to wait for speed. Speed will be there, and I think he just throws it as soon as he gets a chance to, and they run and catch it, and that's what they've kind of done, or what Tyreek's done. But I still
mean,
think
Waddle is just like another Tyreek, to be honest.
yeah.
Um,
I still think his arm's a little on the weak side. If he could really develop a little
if
more
he
arm
could just
strength.
pump up that muscle right there. Sorry, he's left-handed. Pump up that muscle right there. And throw maybe even 10 yards further than he does. He will be in that MVP conversation every single year. Pending health, of course. But I want to get this last game out of the way, and I will say until 2 hours ago, I had no idea, but this game is being played in Mexico. I just got a notification about Kyler Murray's health status for this game a couple hours ago, and it was like questionable in Mexico City on Monday Night Football. And I was like, oh, okay. So we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals home game, but being played in Mexico, so it's Mexico's home game. Listen, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. The Cardinals don't have a chance in this game. I don't care that it's a divisional game. This Niners team plays one way, and it's the craziest way. But I think if Colt McCoy plays, they have a better chance. Especially being Kyler's dealing with a hamstring injury, and he runs a lot. You don't want to mess with the hamstring all that much. But the way that the Niners play football, and they're getting better at it every single week, they're going to be harder and harder to stop.
Good point.
I gotta take San Fran on this one.
Nathan, good point. They did sweep the Niners last year, but this Arizona Cardinal team was a different team last year. The spread is 8 in favor of San Fran, by the way, Brian. I'm going to agree. I had it in my head. I wasn't even thinking about it, and I've been trying to play off the nostalgia of last year and give Arizona the benefit of the doubt a lot of weeks this year, but their defense hasn't really stepped up to the plate. Jimmy G is not playing great football, but he doesn't have to play great football. 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Christian McCaffrey has been a difference maker. Deebo Samuels kind of can go back out to the outside. And I'm going to say this really fast. Brandon Ayuk is the leading receiver on this team, who was in the doghouse last year. The weapons are just growing around San Francisco. They're getting all these pieces in place. And then the one thing I noticed is you take Deebo Samuel out of that run game, and he's nowhere near as explosive. I think he gets to be himself, but I think he really had a niche playing that dual halfback and wide receiver position a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say Deebo absolutely hates being a running back. He only did it because all their running backs kept getting hurt, and now they've got him and McCaffrey, who they're not even trying to give them the number one running back role. Because they got a healthy running back outside of them. So I love this situation that they're in because they can hand it off to anybody they want on that team. And they can throw it to any one of those guys as well. This makes them dangerous because Jimmy doesn't have to play elite to win.
And and San Fran's defense is a league above Arizona right now as well. I'll take the nine. I think they can cover that 8. By the way, as well.
I mean, I think it realistically with how the NFL goes, they should cover the 8. But I've also seen, teams make Arizona look completely sad as well. Brian says, "Do y'all just pick straight up or go against the spread?" Honestly, we usually just mention the spread but our Wednesday streams, we just like to preview all the games and pretty much pick straight up who we think is gonna win. It's not so much about betting. Um, I'm not very good at sports betting, and so we just talk about it. We keep tally of it because we're in competition with each other, and I'm losing very bad this year.
Also, we have a it's in the blood pick'em challenge on CBS Sports Line that anybody can get in at any time.
Got him.
Uh, So that is another thing as well. So and we put picks in there. We let our fan pick, and we play against them. That jerk Dave, who's not in here right now, is currently winning for the season. But it also has weekly standings and yearly standings, and it's a lot of fun. Like I told you guys earlier, our goal is interaction, man. We're trying to build a family and have fun. So. But yeah, I like to do analysis against the spread and stuff like that. My mind changes when I go into betting mode. Alex has a knack for she likes the bets that are out there that can make her some money, and she usually
I
picks.
like the in-game parlays, like the same game parlays. I love trying to pick who's gonna have a good day this week.
Yeah, it's about time. Dinner and drinks. I've got to run to drop the boys off at work tonight, so it's one of those things.
Also the 49ers did release Kurt Benkert. Very sad about that. Can't wait to see who decides to pick him up. I think one day he really will get a shot. Even if it is just as QB2, I think one day he will get that shot.
I have a feeling you might end up seeing him in the coaching ranks.
I feel like he's going to be with the Lions.
Wow.
Well, he was almost a Chicago Bear, but ended up a 49er instead.
Dude, so we've got a great slate of football games ahead of us this week. Alex picked a lot of chaos today. I think I picked some in a different
Look, I got to
direction.
get back to myself, man. I was trying too hard to go toe-to-toe with you, and I'm doing worse than I was when I was being reckless. So I'm going back to being reckless, and you know what? I don't care. Look, it hurts my feelings that I'm losing to you because I am competitive in everything I do because of you. It hurts my feelings, yeah, and because I really feel like as soon as I get going in the right direction, I shoot myself in the foot and I change my mind. And so I'm going to go back to being reckless because that's the best way to be. And that's what the NFL's given us. So we might as well ride that wave as far as it's going to take us.
Ride that wave of chaos.
Now, for a little bit of update for our week, tomorrow night, Thursday night football, Titans and Packers. I'll be in here streaming that one, pending, the internet lets me stream that game. Everything should go fine, though. I think I'll be okay because I've got, my phone hotspot if need be to stream the Amazon Prime game and whatnot. Friday in the channel for college basketball fans or anybody who just likes to hang out and chat with us because there is a lot of time to do so at 6, you say? 6 p.m. Well, our time. I don't know where
Eastern
everybody's at.
Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. He will be live running an Indiana basketball live stream against Xavier.
Save Musketeers.
That should be a excellent game. It will be fun if you want to come in and watch his blood pressure go through the roof. And you want to remind him to take his blood pressure medicine. That will be good. So we'll have that on Friday. Saturday, I don't know what time I work, but wait, I have a wedding on Saturday. So if you would like to run a Q&A or
I
anything,
if everything is cool and by the time I get home and get settled in and you see one pop up, I had fun last Saturday until you got home. We had a pretty good time in here, so we may do it again.
Cat's not ready. I'm coming for y'all's moms. Um, yeah, so I'm going to a wedding. And Shelby is also doing the photography for that wedding, so it's a kind of a big day for us to. It's gonna be cold outside, man. I don't know. It's but so I'll be busy, but the wedding, all the stuff ends by I think 8 o'clock. So we may be home in time for me to hop in there. If you do decide to run one, just let me know and I'll set it up for you.
Yep.
And then Sunday, I'm 100% confident, like actually 99 because I don't want to get burnt, that at 4 o'clock you will be in here streaming the Cincinnati Bengals game. I will be in here streaming my boys. How cool is that we both get to stream our teams on the same day?
Hey, that doesn't happen, and it happened. It would have happened either way because they flopped the games. That was a 425. That was
Yeah,
the
but
game.
normally, like, I'll get yours and you'll get mine.
Yeah, that's true.
So, so you're going to get to see both of us in our elements watching our team. You're going to get to see his blood pressure go through the roof 2 days this week. So make sure you come by. It's in the blood on Friday and Sunday. And then Monday, of course, I'll be streaming Monday Night Football, and we'll figure out our plans from there. But that is our weekend slate. We actually have all of the weekend something potentially planned. We don't normally stream on Fridays, but when college basketball calls, Papa Blood answers and he delivers. And that should be a good game. So anybody who wants a place to hang out at 6 o'clock on Friday and you're not doing anything, come in here and show them some love. What's up, Shy? I know you have to get ready to go, so I just wanted to say, everybody in here, if you haven't already done so, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and we cannot wait to hang out with you tomorrow night. It's gonna be fun. Titans and Packers. Packers are wearing their icy white uniforms, the white on white, and I like when people switch up their uniform combos. I know the Saints are wearing throwback gear this week as well. Join the Discord. Link is in the description. I'll post a link one more time in the chat. You have anything else left to say?
No, I had a blast tonight. Tonight was fun.
Tonight was very fun. We are very, very, very thankful for all of you. And with that being said, we're going to hop off here. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your nights. And go Chiefs.
Go Bengals!